when I think of somebody who's confident and calm, I always think of you. And so I was wondering whether you wanted to share, of course, uh, how it feels inside when you're looking at your own mistake.
That's a, how does it feel? How do I feel when I make a mistake? Am I confident and calm? First of all, I think I am. I'm confident in my own abilities, and I'm very confident about what I'm not able to do. So I know that I'm able to do certain things, and I know I'm not able to do other things, and I have no problem with that. That's completely normal. Am I calm? Yes, I am now. I guess that's something you pick up along the way. The more life you live, the more you learn to deal with things in a certain way. So I think to a certain extent I am confident and calm. How do I deal with my mistakes? How do I feel? I feel terrible, Suzanne. I mean, nobody wants to make a mistake. So if I make a mistake, I like, oh, Ed, you idiot. But that doesn't last very long for me because, as we say in English, to err is human. I mean, people make mistakes, so we need to accept that. Um, I do feel unhappy, but then I move into the next step, which is okay. We need to rectify this.
Mm-hmm.
We need to deal with this. So let's put a plan in place to limit any damage or avoid completely as well, which very often is the case.
Mm-hmm.
And once that's done, I think my next focus is usually what can we do to change the procedure, the situation, the way we work in order to avoid um, repeating the same mistake. And I think that's basically how I look at my own mistakes and mistakes in general.
Was it always like that? How, I mean, can you observe any like steps of transformation when you look further back?
Yeah, well, I mean, I started my career many years ago in logistics.
Once upon a time in
Once upon a time in a different life. And I worked for a very big, very important company called Intel. They make computer chips and so on and
Hi,
so forth.
Intel.
Yeah, this is not a publicity for Intel. And I mean, I was quite young and I was very enthusiastic and, making a mistake in that environment because it's a big, important American company was a traumatic thing. I mean, it wasn't a nice thing at all. And I did make mistakes because, people make mistakes. But
Mm.
I was fortunate. Oh, they do. No, I was fortunate that I met some people who had already been working for 15 or 20 years, and they said, Ed, it's just a mistake. It's not the end of the world. So we need to fix it. And I mean, that was not an instantaneous fix because I listened to what they said. I understood what they said, but I was still young and inexperienced and embarrassed
Oh God.
by my own mistakes. But with a bit of time, after making a number of mistakes and seeing that the result wasn't the end of the world and that we were actually able to improve things, I saw the value in this. And
Mm.
now with my years of experience and of a whole variety of mistakes, and also mistakes with people with whom I've worked, people make mistakes, people on our team have made mistakes. And I think, well, it's so obvious. And I ask myself, well, why can't everyone just see things like this? And I don't